There are a couple of older studies that suggest that fathers are going to favor sons and mothers are going to favor daughters. I don't think again whether this can be true. Hmm? But in turns out the father favor daughters too, again contradicting themselves. The new study also revealed that older siblings are favored. Older siblings were given more freedom and more autonomy. Friends, we have a very interesting news here. I think it's of a great value for the humanity, but I'm not sure whether people will just ignore, they'll just laugh at what is here. This was the news in Indian Express today, 25 to 25, and it says parents have a favorable child finds large study. In terms of quantity, the study is large. How large it is? That let's see. They may not admit, but parents really do have a favorite child. They treat some children more favorably based on the things such as gender, birth order, and temperament. Gender, birth order, and temperament. As if these are the only three criteria on the basis of which you decide a child is favorable or not. It is not about the parents loving one child and hating the other. It is about being more affectionate with one of them, having more conflict with one of them, or spending more time with one of them. The study co-author says this. The parents favor daughters. A meta-analysis of gender and other predictors of parental differential treatment. The study was published last month in the journal Psychological Bulletin. They included 30 studies as well as 14 unpublished datasets about parental differential treatment, representing more than 19,000 participants from across North America and Western Europe. Firstly, the sample size 19,000. Is it enough? While you have over a billion people in this part of the world, what is the size? Had it been 1%, it would have been, you can say, okay, statistically. And then only North America and Western Europe. Can it reflect the world situation? Definitely not. And this is what they have concluded in the end. The researchers developed ways a favorite child inquired about more specific, concrete matters. These include asking whether the parent experienced more conflict with a particular child. With which child did the parent spend more time? Whether one child receives more affection, financial investment, help with the homework, etc. The researchers asked children similar questions but in a different way. We asked the kids, compared to your sibling, who does your parent spend more time? The findings. The researchers found that parents in their data set tend to favor daughters along the same way, not to be true in all cultures. One observation, favor daughter, but then the conclusion is that may not be true for all cultures. There are a couple of older studies that suggest that fathers are going to favor sons and mothers are going to favor daughters. I don't think again whether this can be true. Hmm? But in turns out the father favor daughters too, again contradicting themselves. The new study also revealed that older siblings are favored. Older siblings were given more freedom and more autonomy. Even as adults, parents still give more freedom to their older kids. Parents also tend to favor children who are agreeable and conscious, according to the study. Significant that previous studies have shown that children who were less favored tend to have poor life outcomes. They are more likely to be depressed or anxious and may get into trouble at schools, etc. They forget that if there are children like this, they can be rebels also, more rebellious than the rest. Researchers hope that their findings will be valuable to therapists, social workers, or clinicians who support families and help parents reflect on how they interact with their children. Again, when the observations are contradictory, how can they be helpful? You cannot treat people in mass. You cannot treat people as if they are objects. A number of factors can be there. It's not only society, it can be economy. It can be availability of resources and the achievements. It can be a number of anyway. However, such a study cannot be used to make inferences for the world. Attitude toward children and social norms about rearing them are deeply rooted in culture. For instance, there are multiple studies in India that show boys receive more favorable treatment in terms of nutrition, schooling, opportunities, care, etc. than girls. What do we make of this study and how much it is relevant today? Firstly, you are talking of a society where a number of offsprings are there. Today the trend is having one child or at the best two. Like in India, when we started after independence, family planning, Nehruji gave the slogan, "Do ya teen, bas." And Rafi Saab also sang a song, "Bas do ya teen बच्चे होते हैं घर में अच्छे." Then came Mrs. Gandhi, fixed up clearly, "हम दो हमारे दो." So it will be a question of the elder one or the younger one. Irony is, in the subsequent generations, the children born in 1890s in this century beginning, if two-child norm becomes a norm, then where is the middle child? Today, you cannot understand the psyche of the middle child. That would have been a very important one in understanding the psyche of the children as a whole. And then came uh, the Telugu minister, I forgot her name, Renuka. She gave a slogan, "One is fun." The fact is, we are masters in giving slogans. But in any case, when you have a single child, where will be the preference? When to have you have two children, one son and one daughter, who will decide the preference? Is it be based on achievement? Is it be based on gender? Say, for example, in Haryana, daughters are bringing glory to the country in sports. Don't you think they will be more loved in the family? Or, say, for example, there is a clear divide between north and south. There is a clear divide between east, northeast, and the west. Even otherwise, also, when the families are becoming smaller, when the kinship is just limited to I, me, myself, my family, my son, or my daughter, preferences become meaningless. These kind of studies can be used only in the societies where it is said that children are the gift of God. So they do not bother about the number of children. They do not bother about the health and hygiene and employment growing in life meaningfully. Numbers are important. I'm talking about the religion. When I say religion, I mean only Abrahamic religions. In those societies, you may have 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12 children, but then there also priorities are not there. Find out what is written in Quran and what is written in Old Testament. You will find what I mean. Otherwise, that will create a debate here. The fact is that in societies where children do matter, in societies like our society, where the son is the one who will give oblation to the parents, but now even daughters are doing it. Preferences will be decided on the basis of who can contribute more to the family. Though I wish the rule should be that the one who can contribute more to the society, but I doubt whether humans will evolve that much to consider society first, to consider the whole world as a home. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. These kind of studies, they are more of misleading. And just I wanted to put it that beware, don't conclude anything from them. And number of things can be there. Cultures are the first thing that decide whom you love more or whom you love less. But definitely love has to be there, which is not to be seen in the religions, Abrahamic religions. Be careful.